What up, world? Welcome back to another episode of An Entrepreneur's Journey. Today, we're going to make two videos. We're going to talk about the three things you need in life, business, startup, really in life, and the three things you don't need. So let's start off with the three things you need. We're going to run it down quick, so if you want to end the video short, you need belief, you need a plan, and you need desire. Not necessarily in that order. So let's break it down. You need to believe in what you're doing, regardless of whether it's a startup, regardless of whether you're going to college, regardless if it's your job, anything you're going to embark on, you got to believe it. And you got to believe it. Let me tell you a story of how to believe it, right? So if you're underwater, right, you got to believe it like you want air. That's how you got to believe it. You got to believe with all your might, man. Because if you don't, no one else is going to believe it for you. No one is going to believe your visions. No one cares about your startup. No one cares about your business. That's just the hard reality of it. So you got to believe in what you do. That's number one. I like to think of it as number one. Number two, you got to have a plan. So a lot of my clients think this is, I'm a little biased because I write business plans, but I usually tell them this after I get the money anyway. So you need a plan. You don't need a business plan. You need a structured series of steps. It could be written on a napkin. It could be written on a small notepad. I always have a plan. I have a daily plan of what I'm going to do. Right? Again, I'm always writing down little notes on how to plan out my activities. So you gotta have belief, but then you can't go into belief blindly. You gotta have a plan on how you're gonna execute that belief. Again, the plan doesn't have to be long. It just has to be a series of steps that you're gonna follow that you can go to bed at night and say, okay, I know that if I follow those steps, I'm gonna get to where I gotta go, and I believe in what I'm doing, so I'm gonna get there. Okay, so belief, a plan, and then desire. This is the want aspect, right? You got to have a desire to get up in the morning and do it. Um, this desire it has to be fueled with passion. So if you ever read the book, a great book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey, and he talks about desire and wanting. And in the book, he talks about having this desire, this passion of when you want to court somebody. So if you've ever been in love, or if you ever managed to date somebody or court somebody, and you looked at a potential person and you said to yourself, they're going to be mine, right? Like my wife. My wife, I looked at her, I said, she's going to be mine. That's the kind of passion you want, this kind of sexual desire. And I guess you bring it there because there's nothing else that's more passionate than love, right? So when you have belief, when you have a plan, you're going to need that passion. You're going to need that desire to get there. And that desire has to be really, really strong because it's going to be really, really hard to get wherever you want to go, especially if your dreams are big enough, right? If your dreams are big enough, it's going to be really hard to get there. So those are the three things you need. You need to believe in yourself, in your plan, in your vision. I like to say everybody has visions, right? I like to paint the picture in my head of where I'm going, and then I just walk into that picture every day. I tell myself I'm going to do something. I close my eyes, I see it, and I walk right into that picture. I see the picture ahead of time, right? I don't wait for it to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I see it already. I already see it. And every day I wake up and I take the steps right into that picture. I'm going to walk right into that picture. So you need belief, desire, and a plan. Remember those three things. If you think this was helpful, share it, subscribe to our page. I want to use the forum section in our YouTube as a comment section for other entrepreneurs and startups to talk and just people to talk. So just remember those three things. The next video we're going to do is the three things you don't need. Okay, the three things you don't need in life. So this is the three things you need: belief, desire, and a plan. Just repeat them every day. I need belief, desire, and a plan. Once you have that plan, it should be real simple. It should be one sentence, right? It should be one sentence. Sometimes my plan is I'll never give up. Never, right? Never. So belief, desire, and a plan. Those are the three things you need. Next video, we're going to talk about the three things you don't need.